Ooh, big snake friend. Right here. Not sure the kind, but some of you guys might know in the comments. Nature. Call me Chuck Mother Norris. Stay up. Woo! We're back for the back nine here at Champions Landing. I keep wanting to say Champions Point for some reason. Champions Landing, home of the Dynamic Discs Open. We're on the island hole. We're getting to the back nine. Shout out to my sponsors for helping me be out here. Check them out at the link in the description to see how to support me while patronizing them. Is that the right word? I don't know. Correct me in the comments. Go at me, be ruthless, I don't care. Let's check out the back. Hole 10 is a newer hole. They combined two old par 3s into a par 4 here, and I think it's playing pretty well. Off the tee, you gotta navigate these trees about 150, 200 feet away. Fade left as you get into them, leaving yourself in between the basket and you, just one stand of trees that you gotta kind of try to get yourself up to. The closer you are to them, the easier they are to navigate, and the further left you are, the more options you have to maybe throw that forehand out over the OB. Slow poke spur off the tee. Oh, high, but it dropped right at the perfect moment with that turbulence coming from the crosswind. I like the feel of that. Should be in a great spot. You can see the basket nestled up through that gap, only about 225 feet or so, I'd say. But this is a tricky location. As you can see, I've got a skinny gap on the left I can choose for forehand, or I can try to swing a safer backhand out there to the right. We have left to right wind, and I want to try to put on a show for you guys, so I'm going to go left side with my new Freddie Mesa Walker. Put it out there on some hyzer. Hopefully the wind will lift it. If I hit that gap, should be good to go. Hit the gap. Trusted the disc to fade. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. Gotta risk it to get the biscuit. I'd venture to say hole 10 will probably be in the easier birdie range scores on the course. Definitely a hole that you want to get. You can get clean off the tee and navigate that bunker. Should be C1. Hole 11 is as tricky as it is straightforward. 395, playing into the head left to right. You got a narrow gap right here off the tee. Actually, it's not too narrow, but when you get down there and see those overhanging limbs on the right side, it does make it play a little bit more narrow. Play a hyzer out of the hand that's gonna stand up to straight is probably the best way as a right-handed player. You gotta flirt with something flippy, but don't wanna flip it over into those trees on the right. So, beat up Wrangler, Proto Wrangler, I'm thinking will be the perfect disc for the job. As long as I can manage this wind. Okay, a little bit off the right, that's gonna make it tricky. Oh, I love the angle out of my hand, but like I said, it was a little bit off the right, so once it got to turn, it just got beat down by the wind. This is another one of those holes out here in the kind of class of like, I want to birdie it, but I don't have to birdie it to play super well. Penny punter spinning. Stay up. Oh my God, you guys. I almost just made the best putt of my life. Rode the wind on the Annie spinner. How did that not go in, y'all? Robbed. Got robbed of my penny. Robbed of my 1 cent. Guess I gotta go get another. Good thing. Got the best penny ever made right here. Almost the coolest putt of my entire life with this D2 penny. Hole 12 is another straightforward par 3 playing back against hole 11. Pretty much the same distance, but this time we play ever so slightly down the hill instead of up. And of course, since we're playing back, we have the flipped wind, so tailwind here. Perfect range for the Alpha Dos X. I want to release it flat at that tree on the right side of the green, knowing that the disc will fade late in its flight. my God. Worst shot ever. Maybe, just maybe, I could go Ranger in this much tailwind and just jam on it. Oh, look at the Ranger on the basket the whole way. I don't know, part of me keeps telling me I need to play fairway driver even in tailwind on this hole, but if this is where the Ranger's gonna end up, maybe I just needed to listen to the results. And like I said, don't complicate, just do what I know works. Tomorrow though, I'm gonna come throw my Dos Ex again and I'm gonna throw it right. And if I do that, maybe that'll convince me. If not, call me Chuck Mother Norris. The ever daunting hole 13, 450 feet over the out of bounds to get the birdie. There are some layup shots to the left, but they're all kind of weird and awkward, and I don't think if you're playing MPO, you should be throwing those. Also, it looks like it might be a hazard area this year, so you can play it from where it lies possibly, even if you are in that area. They did nerf this hole a little bit by bringing the out of bounds area back towards us a bit. It was another 20, 30 feet further away where you had to clear a pretty ridiculous amount to be in bounds before. Now it feels like it's playing pretty good though. In a headwind, it's gonna be tough, but still something you should always attack. Dragonite Warbird here. Oh, that soft ground's got me 2 days in a row now on the push-off foot here. I want to go like 1 foot behind the tee, but it's just giving away, so maybe I gotta go a little further, take an extra one. James Conrad style. It's for you, JC. Look at that Warbird fighting the wind, even though it's pretty seasoned in. Great shot there. Hopefully we can find a way to shore up this footing back here, but I don't know what the best answer is. You just got some soft ground out here with the golf course, so tough thing to fix. Well, you guys, it's windy, and this Warbird had a full hyzer flight to about 50 short, so we got a bid. Crazy left to right head cross. Stay up. What the world? Dorothy, we is in Kansas, let me tell you. Goodness. Kind of thought I made it, then it lifted. Hit a freaking gust straight out of hill. Hole 14, par 5. Downhill off the tee here, almost 1,000 feet to the pin. This one's gonna have the highest eagle rate of any of the par 5s out here. You're gonna see big rollers and massive air shots off the tee, but in this much wind, I don't know, that eagle is definitely off the table in this headwind. So I'm just gonna go Warbird. I usually like to go roller here, but this wind isn't gonna allow it. Just try to jam a big, slow turning shot up the middle with the Warbird into the heady. Oh my God, turn, lift, come back. Didn't come back, but I think we can still birdie from there as long as the wind's nice to us. All right, typically I have a little bit easier of a layup, but I'm just gonna rip this tombstone forehand into the headwind. Trust that it'll come back. Okay, there we go. That's actually a pretty good spot. We'll take it. You can see the flag just over the hill there. Not sure exactly the distance. I'm gonna guess somewhere in the like 330 range. Ripping headwind, max distance chupacabra forehand. Oh no, hit it high. All right, we're reaching wind levels of comical quantities, let me tell you. Horny toad D1 into the basket. Fight, buddy. Go in. Go in. Oh, that has to be so close. Let's see. If it's windy like this, par is going to play fine on this one. Fine by me, at least. You know, the Kansas wind's like that playground bully who's holding your shirt. You think you're running, but like, why am I not going faster? It's because, yeah, it's because that bully right there. Par. I'm okay with it. This hole was butchered, but we're surviving. Hole 15, classic backhand power hyzer. Tailwind off the right. Strong as it is, this one's probably gonna pull the disc out of the air a little bit, so I'm gonna give it extra height and oomph. Trying to hit that right side gap, have it skip in. Hey! Give me the skip. Oh yeah. Curl up. Okay, into the circle. We'll take it. Not bad. Not bad for an old lad. Man, we are lucky we didn't have this strong a wind last weekend at Champions Cup. Even though it was super windy, especially for Northwood Park. If it was in the 25 to 35 range, 40 that it is right now, we probably couldn't have played because the trees would have been coming down more so than they already were. Now, normally it seems like a very simple birdie look, but then you remind yourself you're in Kansas. What in the world? I thought I made it. And then it dropped and danced on the cage on me. Might have to bust a bull snake out if it's this windy for putting. Nah, blue lines, they fight the wind. Watch out! Hole 16, the infamous island at Champions Landing. And we have waves today. That's how windy it is. We have waves in the pond. Banner's ripping, letting you know wind's coming at us. Chupacabra laughs in the face of the wind. Just a matter of if I can get enough speed behind it to fight the wind and get there. Because this 320 is playing all of like, feels like 400 right now. Well, there goes one of our dynamic disc signs off by the tee, blown over. Kind of worried about the camera, to be real. Stay down, buddy. Put the bag in front of it so it can't tip. Just realized the camera was pointed down there. My head was probably cut off. Let's move it up. You know, I'm really just kind of trying to wait out this headwind gust right now, so I'm going to sit here and tell you guys a little backstory. You know, a couple years ago, they hosted a 25K Ace Challenge on this hole. Apparently, Matt Bell had hit it a couple minutes before I walked over from Jones to here. Took me about 15, 20 minutes to walk over here. They tell me Matty had hit it, so I was like, you know what? We might as well try to split it. So I throw my undisclosed, overstable backhand fairway driver, and I hit the cage like 2 inches low. Almost split the money with Matt Bell. Would have been pretty sweet. It was almost a cool shot, and you know, it's still windy, so I got another story for you guys. You know, that one time at band camp? No, all right. It's time to throw. Alpha Choop. See if it can do it. Oh my God, look at that thing holding hyzer so well. I'm going to the drop zone, I lost a disc. And this much headwind, I might have to put like a backup Seguin in my bag. Something I don't care about as much to throw. I'm just gonna go to the drop zone. I ain't ready for this one right now. I got there with my Chupacabra the other day, but the wind is about half what it is right now. All right, this has traditionally been the drop area for this hole, so that's where I'm gonna go. Looks like it's pretty worn out right here, so I'm guessing this is kind of the spot. Raging wind. V2 bluebonnet to fight it. Oh. This is just ridiculous, y'all. DDO reminds us every year that frisbees and wind they go together, but they just don't always mesh well. All right, kind of a lull. Go ahead. Get in. Oh my God, that rock saved me. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I'm just wondering why there aren't more wind turbines in Kansas. I feel like I haven't seen many. I feel like it'd be lucrative, to say the least. Water's up high. Been a lot of rain this year, higher than in years past. Sometimes these rocks can be exposed. Now, luckily, there's enough rocks right up here in this spot where mine hit that instead of curling and going off, it caught this rock right here. And yeah, so I get my meter, probably leaves me here. And then you tap it in while you get attacked by the geese. Okay, this one's working properly. That chupacabra was my first ace disc with Lone Star, and now it's gone. Geese, will you go get it? I'll give you all the nice primetime grass you want to eat, you know? 17 is pretty much the same par 4 it's always been, except for this out of bounds line on the left has been brought in. In the past, it was kind of just a rough line that you could play into, but now that we have a new hole over there, they've tried to separate the holes. And because of that, it's less friendly for the backhand drivers now off the tee, more of a fairway driver shot, just to keep that fade and skip away at the end. Tailwind, I'm gonna go beat up Wrangler, hyzer flip up the gut. Nice and smooth, sit. Wow, even that had a bit of angle. Hopefully the smaller rim didn't get a huge skip left and I'm inbounds still. As you can see, I am narrowly inbounds there. Kind of pinched in the corner. All right, seeing as I don't really have a run up available since out of bounds is behind me and I have this mud here I'm standing in, I'm just gonna go standstill warbird from my flippy warbird on the standstill. Oh, go. That was really good, actually. Might even be a putt. Not gonna lie, that forehand was pretty sweet from a standstill. Trusting the flippy disc even in this much wind. We got a birdie look inside C. Inside C1. Oh, I thought it was gonna drop in the tailwind, y'all. But it didn't. It's all right, I committed. I'm cool with it. Came out of my hand right. Thought it was gonna do something, and it didn't. Ow. That's how you know you need to trim your thumbnail. Just caught it on the cage trying to grab my disc out. The thumb can get long. The other ones for the power grip, nah, never. Final hole of our front nine, and we're greeted by maybe the strongest consistent wind we've had. 18 has a new look. Same tee shot, ripping headwind, and now instead of just pitching across this hillside and playing to the slopey green, we now throw a layup shot up to around that old green, and then the basket's gonna be perched across the pond over there on the right. Par 5 now. I think it's gonna be a great finishing hole. Excited to see how it plays, and I'm going warbird right now off this tee, try to get up there by where Robert's at. Anything in bounds in this wind, you're happy. All right, alpha warbird, bombs away. Four! Well, almost hit my guy GT, but we're inbound. Like I said, that's fine. It's fine today. Yesterday's winds were pretty tame. After today, I'm gonna go back, probably add a second really stable warbird, so I have 2 in the bag. Gotta put another chupacabra in since I lost my one. And, I don't know, maybe a backup Seguin for the island hole here if it is headwind. I think those are the changes to the bag for this weekend. Well, turns out not everything dry is safe. I forgot they shifted the out of bounds line a little further away in recent years, so that one was a few feet out of bounds. Got to come here to the drop zone, which is also the FPOT, I believe. It's gonna take 2 good shots to get up and down for par, especially in this rager of a wind. Gotta play it straight through this gap. I'm gonna go spur because even in this much wind, it should fly straight with integrity. I'm really just trying to beat this canopy of these trees on the right here. And if I can do that, I'm in a good spot for the next one. I like the line. Should avoid fading too hard. Yeah, good spot there. Try to get our par, get out of here before this wind blows us over. Wow, even that shot was sketchier than expected. I forgot they tapered the line in to the right side of the old pin location, so not a ton of room here on the left to bail out. Got to get it just past the canopy and that's it. Nothing more. Horny toad coming in. A little high, but we made it. One final putt, elevated basket. If I go quick, this ripping right to left won't be so ripping. Oh, rushed it. Didn't clean stroke it. That's all right. Let's see, I took OB 3, 4, 5, 6. Take bogey. With and out of bounds here on the final. Definitely a good finisher. I like the change up. I think there's also a short landing zone. You can go for the eagle. And let's see if these guys can show us it right now. That's it for our practice route out here at Champions Landing in Emporia, Kansas. We went from Peoria to Emporia. Am I the only one that thinks that's a little bit funny? I don't know. Maybe it's just the nerd in me. But I like the changes out here. Wind's always going to be a factor at this one, so hopefully Mother Nature takes it easy on us, but I'm going to be prepared for the worst. Go make a couple shifts to my bag after making some flippy changes last weekend at Northwoods. We got to make the opposite changes out here at Champions Landing to be ready for the Kansas wind and the out of bounds lines. Keep your disc dry. Keep yourself sane. See you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for being here. Love y'all.